Good AM, good PM. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Keepers Club podcast. Oh, nice seeing you all, and thank you so much for joining. We hope you are just as excited as we are for our podcast today. But welcome once again, and this virtual gathering that you see before you on your Zoom or YouTube screen allows us to have this great privilege to hold a podcast hosted by Keepers Club, a club that aims to keep young people like us away from negative activities such as smoking, drinking, doing drugs, and to really help guide, encourage, uplift young adults like us who are tuning in, especially those who might be going through things like depression, loneliness, anxiety, or even suicidal thoughts. And we have the privilege to have keepers that are willing to join this week's recording to share their experiences on how to stay healthy, happy, and motivated. Because at the end of the day, that's really the goal of the club. For keepers to share with others as one were to do with their very own brother or sister. And just like the club slogan, I am my brother's keeper, we will do whatever it takes to share the love that we experience individually and as a group. And we love to also thank the founding president of Keepers Club, who is none other than Pastor Paulo Siki Beloy, who has opportunity to be a part of the Keepers Club International here in the United States of America, as well as this great privilege and entrustment to have a Keepers Club inspired podcast. Without further ado, let us all greet the keepers that have joined us today. May we all see your beautiful faces and greet your fellow keepers by saying, I am my brother's keeper. So how's everyone today? Woo!
Hi everyone. Hello. How are you guys?
Hello,
Hey,
everybody.
Gab. Hey,
Hello.
Eric.
Hello,
Erlin.
hello. Good
Hey,
day, good day.
Kendra. Kuya Angelo, Ate Hannah, Kuya Vince, wow. And also, wow, keeper John John. How are you, John John? John John. Wow, we missed you. How are you, John John?
I'm good. I'm fine.
Good. Wow. Go, John. And yes, we'll hope everyone's day, week, and birthday is going well. Wow. It's your birthday, Eric? But yes, let us begin. So, but yes, how's everyone? Anyone wanna share how their day's going, or their day's treating you well?
Mine's going okay. Just this week is full of testing, so I wouldn't say
Wow.
something really exciting, but looking forward to next week after all the testing.
Wow. Go gap from school. Go gaps from finals as well. But yes, everyone going through school, through finals. You have to go into finals, right? But
Yeah.
wow. No gaps. Yes, thank you for sharing. But of course, before we begin, we have our disclaimer. Per tradition, we just want to make sure everyone that remembers this podcast is rated everyone. So with that being said, we just kindly ask you that everyone, avoids cursing or sharing anything traumatic. Please prevent from saying anything that goes against our slogan, I am my brother's keeper. And of course, have fun. Right. So is that cool with everyone? Thumbs up. Everyone's okay with that? No one will sue us. No one will, you know, do anything crazy in the podcast? Yes. So, yes. Go Sherlyn, go Gab. Thumbs up. Alrighty. So, all right. But once again, how was your day? Can we hear anyone else? How your day was? How you're feeling? Is everyone happy? Is everyone feeling good? Is everyone excited for our podcast?
I am. How about you guys?
Sir, wow. Go Vince. But anyone else? How's your day? Be safe, by the way. If you're busy, if you're at work, if you're driving. But how are you, John John? How are you, Kendra?
I am excellent. Because we had field day today.
Oh yeah? You
Yeah.
had it today?
Yeah.
Well, how was that?
It was good.
Good?
We jumped. We jumped all around.
Wow, go John John.
And then we
Jumping.
got sprayed by a hose.
Mm.
Water
glad you're okay,
station.
John. I see you're rocking a suit too.
Yeah.
Wow, John. Very you looking very nice for the podcast. Go, John. Yes. Anyone else? How about you, Ate Kendra? Hope an apple is treating you well. Wow. Apple they keep the doctor away.
Good. I know.
Yes, ma'am. So go at the Kendra. But yes, feel free to jump in, everyone. You wanna maybe share or a little later too. With that being said, hope everyone's feeling all right. By the way, of course. So yes. So once again, Keepers Cup podcast, and right off the bat, episode 46. 46 episodes, right? That's only 4 more till like 50, and that's like 950 more till our goal. The very of our first episode of having 1,000 episodes. But yes, today we will talk about mental health. Right? Mental health. All right. So, that being said, hope everyone enjoys the music, by the way. But yes. So, for those who might need a reminder or have never heard of the podcast before, or not the podcast, but in general, Keepers Club International. So a little history that we have. Keepers Club International, or abbreviation KCI, was first founded by Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy, also a pastor, right? And was first established in June 1986 in Davao City, Philippines. Since then, KCI spread all over the globe, gaining thousands of keepers worldwide. We'd have jam sessions, outings, constructive small group sharing and discussions. Not only thousands, but even hundreds of thousands, even millions. And over time, it'll be billions. You never know, right? And KCI is not only in the Philippines, but in other countries like in the United States of America, Canada, United Kingdom, Italy, Belgium, Spain, Ukraine, United Arab Emirates, Singapore, Malaysia, Japan, and many more. So, why not reach out to your Keepers Club International? They're in your respective countries, states, continent, etc. Right? But yes, you never know. So they really welcome you, and what do you have to lose, right? If you're feeling a belongingness, or you really have a desire, hunger for a group who will accept you, who will love you, who will welcome you, no matter how you look, how you grew up, your religion, your culture, your denomination, anything like that. KCI will be there for you. Right? Take it from us as keepers who have been here. But once again, for our podcast, we are the Keepers Club Podcast. We are a podcast to help guide, encourage, and uplift the youth. And we do this through Zoom, as you can see, is where we host our official podcast. YouTube is where we post our full episodes. And on Facebook is where we post our group photos. Go down memory lane, see all the keepers that have joined, the topics that we've talked about. And we try to do this. We strive to do this by gathering, bonding, and sharing with keepers all over the United States. So if you're tuning in, especially if you're here in the US, feel free to reach out to us. We'll send you the link. No problem. All right. So Keepers Club Podcast, station here in the US, and for our experience. Keyword experience, right? All of our topics relate to the struggles of being a youth. So it truly is a privilege to meet and talk to keepers all over the US. Not only see one another, sometimes it's like the only opportunity we get to see one another, right? But more importantly, really giving back, the love that we felt through Keepers Club, right? They didn't know us. They didn't have to take us in. They didn't have to feed us. They didn't have to, take us as one of their own, but they did, right? So, this is our opportunity. This is our like duty, you could say, and this is like the very bare minimum that we could ever do to give back to keepers. Even though we're not together physically, you can say that we're together virtually, spiritually. Just one click, we're able to join. Have like a keepers activity together, right? And that being said, truly is a privilege. It really is a privilege, to have a podcast to share with others, and to continue being a keeper. I am my brother's keeper. So, that being said, is any keeper that have joined would you be so kind enough to maybe share a few words, or not only on your experience, or something you want to share about the Keepers Club International, maybe how you were invited, or how it's treating you so far, how the podcast is treating you so far, etc. If
I can go.
oh yes, go Gabs.
Um, so for almost, I guess you could say maybe I what I feel like it's 2 weeks, 2 weeks till um the first time I joined the podcast, or like episode one. Is it two episodes? Just like there's 52 weeks in a year, right? And so in 2 weeks from now, we're gonna have um our episode or our podcast. So it's been quite a while since I've been joining, and it's been a very great experience, especially making new bonds and friendships, relationships with all these people here in the podcast, like our lovely host, Keeper Calvin, and also all the keepers here. And we always get to talk and discuss, open up. And this is a place where you don't really get to do that with other people. For the viewers listening, this podcast has helped me mentally, in my mental health, and handling and giving me and opening up my mind on different perspectives in life. So I know that this year, as we're approaching, as this almost wait, is it almost our 50th episode, right? Or is this the 50th episode?
Yes, sir.
Or
Almost
almost,
50.
right? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 2 episodes from now?
Maybe 4. Maybe in about a month.
4?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
oh, okay. But yeah, because I remember the first episode was like summer in May or something like that. But yeah, so this podcast has been a real fun experience, and I can't wait for other keepers to join this year. That there will be a lot more fun episodes and things planned out for our discussions. So
Wow, very nice one. Or very nice and nice one, Gab. You're right too, Gab. There was something that made me realize that it has been about a year or two since we started the podcast. So but yes, thank you, Gab, for sharing. Anyone else would you like to share regarding your experience? Also, welcome Keeper Hannah. But if no one would like to go, maybe we can call on someone, unless someone wants to volunteer. How about the other man with the suit, John John? Yes, go John John. Would you like to share maybe how the podcast is treating you, or you could have been doing anything, John John, in the world at this moment, but you chose to join the podcast. So, what made you join John John, or makes you willing to join? Go John John.
The podcast gets me excellent. It feels excellent to be here. And it would be nice if I helped a lot of people with mental issues
To share.
to share their feelings, because there are a lot of mass shootings,
And like depressed.
depression, etc. So that's why there are so much mass shootings, because of that. That's it.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Whoa, go John John. Yes, but you're very right. To help, and then why not, right? To join the podcast, and Is that Texas, by the way, or Arizona, or your background, John John? If I may ask. Nice background, by the way, John John. You look like you're on vacation.
I think that's California. Didn't bring my background.
Oh, wow. Go John John from California. And see you there as well. But yes, John John, thank you so much for sharing. And feel free to jump in a lot later. Right. So go school president. And anyone else before we move on? Kendra or any other kuya out there? Any keeper? All right, but we encourage everyone to to share. But other than that, that being said, let's move on, shall we? Thank you everyone for sharing a little of their experience. But yes, I am my brother's keeper. So let's have some icebreakers, shall we? It helped too to see everyone, but feel free to participate even if you can't, chat or if we can't see you. But would you rather, for example, you do this? All right. Yes. So, for example, it'll be one or two. And as I show full screen, feel free to jump in. So, summer or winter?
Summer.
Oh, okay. Wait, actually, we did summer and winter before. So this is the question. Summer and winter or spring and fall?
Ooh, that's hard. I feel
Yes,
like
sir.
summer and winter though.
Yeah, go Vince. Or go Gab and then also Vince. I see in the chat. But yes, summer and winter or spring and fall.
Spring
A
and
little fun.
fall.
Oh, okay, let's keep it going though. So would you rather hear the good news first or hear the bad news first?
Bad news.
Well, go John John. Let's keep it going. You rather end hunger or end hatred? Oh yeah, try not to think too hard about it, right? But would you rather end hunger or end hatred? Nothing's impossible, right?
I feel like if you stop hatred, people will be more nice and then they will stop hunger.
They'll share
So
their food.
yeah.
That's what I was
So,
thinking exactly too, actually.
so
But,
I'm thinking, yeah, number 2. Stopping hatred.
Yeah, speak your mind. Well, okay. Would you rather sing or play an instrument? Oh, let me rephrase that. Would you rather sing or play an instrument in front of your friends, family, strangers?
Play an instrument.
Wait, John John, which instrument? For you, I'm wondering.
Piano.
I'd say 2.
Hey, really? Wow, go Gab. Hey, John John. Next time we see you, maybe we could jam out. Maybe you could teach me keyboard, John John.
Soon.
You really? All right, let's keep it going. Cool, everyone too to participate in the chat. But yes, how about last one for this one? Would you rather? Kind of relates to our topic too. Would you rather be anyone you want or just stay you?
I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Oh, would you rather? What is it? Would you rather be anyone you want or just stay you?
Just be you.
Hmm.
Don't be anyone else.
Yeah. Are you happy with yourself? You love yourself, right? So, kind of relates to our topic. We'll get more into it. But second icebreaker, by the way, Thank you as well. Hopefully the microphone is not as like buzzing, you know. Okay. Second one being is finish the sentence. So, for example, recently I got to. So, that being said, feel free to stay in the chat, or if you like to say it out loud, you know. But we're interested in everyone's take, especially if you don't have, you know, someone to tell what you've been up to, what you've been excited about, right?
Um, I
That's
didn't
okay
really
too, by
get
the
to do
way.
anything that exciting this week, but it's just like average.
Mm. Same old. But yes. Hope I'm not the only one chatting. Oh yeah, go get by the way. But anyone else? Anyone got to like travel or celebrate anything? Eat anything nice?
Me,
Oh, go Sherlins.
yeah. Recently I got to play basketball with fellow wifeys, and our opponent is my brothers, and we beat them.
Wow. You won, Sherlin?
Yeah, we won.
Mm. Wow. Go prom queen to Sherlin and prom king Kuya Bernard. Wow. But yes, glad you're safe from basketball. Boy, anyone else by the way? I'll type in the next one. Being this year, I'm excited for. Love to hear everyone. You know, just to emphasize that it's a podcast, right? Love for everyone to participate, to join in. And this is like, of course, as we always say, it's like kind of get the atmosphere, the vibe of everyone that has joined before we are hyped enough to share for our discussion later, right? But yes, anyone excited for anything?
Um, for this year or just like this week?
Anything?
Anything? Well, I'm excited for summer to come. That's something. And I'm excited for school to end. So that's probably the most exciting.
Wow. Go Gab. Yes. Oh, go AC. Yeah, nice seeing you by the way, AC. Go AC from finals. Anyone else by the way? How about yeah, John? How about you? As I type in the next one. Here we go. Have you know, John? You excited for anything? You be willing to share? You know? All right. If not, it's all good. But how about this before we move on? Right? Something parentheses with an S. Feel free to name more than one, right? Well, yes. Go AC. But yes, something or some things Keepers Club taught me. Dot dot dot. So, is there anything that you learned from Keepers Club that you're willing to share?
Um, I don't from the top of my head, I don't think I can name everything because after all, we've had 40 plus episodes and each episode is very enlightening and everyone has contributed so much knowledge in my brain right now that I just say like um there are so many great topics, but I feel like staying positive and trying to leave away all the negative things of this world and staying away from like vices or partying, drinking, or not necessarily like heavy partying, but I mean like wild partying, and then like drinking, doing all that negative stuff, and staying away from drama will really help impact your mental health.
Hmm. Wow. Go, Gab. That was like also sharing your experience too. Right. So nice one, Gabs. And then also, and oh, anyone else? I want to share too, but more interested in everyone's take. Anyone else? Okay, but I always encourage participation. But something for me, right? Adding on to Gab, right? There's a lot of positive ways to escape when you're stressed, lost, sad, etc. And then also too, something I thought about what Gab was talking about is like it's okay to take a different path. Like you don't have to feel the need to be popular. To join parties where there's drugs, drinking, illegal activity, or things like that, right? So you could party with people. You can still have a great time with people you enjoy, you love, that think like you, that have ambitions and goals. Not to disregard them, but those who do party, right? But you know, you don't have to always go with what society is telling you or what seems cool to other people, right? So, anyone else before we move on to our discussion? All right. Okay, that's all good. Here we go. So, yes, I'll do this. And then, the last one being show us your talents. Anyone willing to show off your talents? Either now, would you like to, grace the stage before we have our topic, or also later? We have another slide that says show us your talent. So, is anyone like almost dying to perform or like ready at the moment? Anyone? Anyone?
Does anyone want to go?
I'm willing to also, unless just go later. Anyone?
I heard John plays the piano.
Wow, go John John, you play piano. Go John John. Woo! You're gonna play piano, John John. Okay. Let us know, huh? But also too, we love if people would perform, right? A little later too. If not, I was gonna perform later, but can I perform now? Is that okay? All right. Yeah, since no one else is going, all right. So let me pause this. No, I don't know. I feel like singing too, you know? So, can you hear me all right, by the way? Yeah? You can hear me? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. But just know, I know it's never about me, right? But like, hopefully, if like Akuya performs, hopefully people are more willing too, right? So, I have to do this. Okay. Hush, hush, hush. It's okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay, but it's like it's sort of I would perform too, but like it's like your our mic when
Test. What about now?
oh yeah, it's working better. But for me, like
Father.
my
Thank you, Gav.
audio cuts off when
This
you
one, right?
yeah.
All right. I'm gonna just sing though. Ready? In
Wow, amazing.
Okay. Yes, let's move on, shall we? Unless anyone else wants to perform.
Anyone? Any takers? Anyone? No? Yes, go Hannah. Wait, really? Go to it. Let us know. Test. Okay. Yeah, we'd love to hear in the garden. Actually, if you're, are you going to perform though, Han?
Yes.
We love to see you too, but if not, that's really cool. We get to watch you perform. Let us know when you're ready so we can uh welcome you accordingly, you know?
Wow, nice. Go at the
Go
Hannah.
Hannah. Oh, let us know. Wait, are you ready, po?
Yes.
Wow. Let's give it up for Hannah.
Woo!
Go Hannah. All right. Take it away. Show us how it's done, Han. Whoa, go Hannah. Nice one, Hannah. Seems like you practiced and performed that too. Wow. So Hannah is so nice too. Not only seeing you perform, but also seeing you. Wow. So that was nice of you to put on your video and perform. Go Hannah. Let's give it up once again for Hannah. Gracing the podcast with that beautiful rendition of In the Garden. Woo! Go Hannah! Woo! All right. So anyone else, by the way, you like to perform, show off your God-given gifts, or just sing your heart out? Not only sing and dancing, but anyone, before we officially move on, shall we? Or, you know, anyone. All good, all good. Oi, maybe later if you're available. Keeper Gabs, but all right. Thank you once again. Go Hannah and everyone that will perform, right? So that being said, though, let us move on to our discussion, shall we? Oh, here we go. Hope everyone enjoyed those icebreakers. Let us know if you want to have any other icebreakers or returning icebreakers like two truths, one lie, where in the world, uh, guess the emote, stuff like that, right? And regards also, Keeper Eric. Nice of you to join. Go Ricks. Drive safe. Wow. But here we go. So, yes, once again, Keepers Club Podcast episode 46. One more month, like Gab was saying, until episode 50, right? But mental health will be our topic. And that being said, it's actually like a part 2 or a continuation of the podcast when we did episode 2, right? Throwback to Keepers Club, KCP, Keepers Club Podcast, episode 2, right? We talked about struggles. We had statistics of mental health, the previous year, 2022. We did 10 things to be happy, right? Like, as you can see, and also top 10 struggles of being a youth. We ended up, really talking about that as like our core, like our official topic. But, throwback once again, and we're glad to continue it in 2023. So, some definitions they want to go over are the definition of mental health, which is a person's condition with regard to their psychological and emotional well-being. Also, the word peace, freedom from disturbance, or a state in which there is no war or a war has ended. Very nice, no? Oh, mental health and peace. Right? Move on. So, I will read this, but kindly, keep an eye out for the things that we wanted to emphasize, that we underline. For example, mental health includes one's emotional, psychological, and social well-being that affects how we think, feel, and act at every stage of life, through childhood and adolescence to adulthood. Right? Also, the success or struggle to work, keep up with school, stick to a regular schedule, have healthy relationships, socialize, maintain hygiene, and more, etc. And our cognition, perception, and behavior as it is possible to manage these conditions, overcome challenges, and lead a meaningful, productive life. Right? So, wow. What a privilege too to talk about this mental health. But for episode 46 official question, what does mental health mean to you? 1 second. What does mental health mean to you? Why is it so common for young people to struggle with it in this generation? And how can keepers like us do our part to avoid and overcome mental illness, no matter what? Okay. So, that being said, can the KCP kindly, KCP Productions kindly, copy and paste it? There you go. Thank you. Okay, so that being said, once again, right? What does mental health mean to you? Why is it so common? And how can we do our part to avoid and overcome it? So, as I lower the music a bit, just know that, we welcome everyone to jump in. It's a podcast. And of course, we'd love to hear maybe your experience if you're, or struggles if you're comfortable, of course. But most importantly, if anyone's willing to share, maybe you could really help out to really be a blessing toward others who might be going through the same thing, who have went through the same thing, who are experiencing it at the moment, who will experience it. You never know, right? So And it really is a huge struggle of being a youth today, right? With things like what? Technology, with things like social media, or even, the things that the pressure forced upon us or that we put upon ourselves, right? So that being said, with enough talking, right? We're more interested if anyone's willing to share or, you know, anything that you'd be willing to contribute, in our discussion. So there's no wrong answers. Would anyone like to start it off? And be so kind enough, to
Um,
jumpstart our conversation.
I can
And yes, wow, it's like a tradition now for Gab to start. Go, Gab.
go.
So go, Gab.
All right. So one of the most uh this is one of the most common topics in the world, especially in our generation, the Gen Z generation. I guess you could say the mental health generation is that's all over social media. It's almost anything. It's almost like anything someone ever talks about these days in school, especially in young people, like compared to but I'm not saying that mental health is like it wasn't important for adults, but it is. But I feel like today mental health is much more cared for and much more talked about than before, because before, when you had mental health issues, it's people just called you crazy in, let's say, the years from the 60s to all the way to the maybe 2000s or something like that, early 2000s or late 90s. And like, let's say for like that's I feel like mental health, it's one of the reasons why there are so much people that were sex offenders, people that did random crimes, like killing people, or all that kind of like those stuff that don't seem like sane for a person to do. That's what mental health caused, like people that went crazy, and that's caused by a lot of things, a lot of factors, whether it be it could be a blood thing, something you inherit. You can grow up being like maybe having this sort of dysfunction that causes you to act a certain way, or it could be because of influence. But there's a lot of stuff that, for the sake of time, I won't go into detail. But yeah, before, it wasn't, when you felt like you were mentally ill, people would just call you crazy. But now people are more concerned about it. And it's a good thing, but sometimes also I feel like sometimes it's a little bit too much talking about, like, when people are getting into the subject of mental health, when they say they're like everyone seems so depressed these days. That's what I'm noticing. Everyone like acts like they're depressed and they're going through so much stuff. And people are really struggling to find happiness and struggling to find the answers to their problems in these days, and they can't find that sort of happiness that they're longing for. Like, even now, there's so much mentally ill people, especially gun shooters in youth. It's mental health is really struggling with, especially youth right now. And it's progressively getting worse, but thankfully there are programs for youth, and especially like Keepers Club, you know based for my mental health, it's gotten better because of Keepers Club. So keepers can overcome I feel like keepers can overcome like mental illness and stuff like that by opening up to others and talking about their problems, instead of just like keeping it inside. Because, like, it's like keeping in stress. When you keep in stress, they say it's not good for your health, like, and it's scientifically proven that if you don't release that stress, it's going to affect you physically, because it starts in the mind first. So it's very good to have this, I guess you could say, the Keepers Club podcast is a sort of medicine for your mental health right now. And by just like talking and sharing with others, so I'll let someone else go and I can add on later if anyone wants to go.
Nice one, Gab. And I actually agree. You're onto something. So I'll share mine later though. But yes, nice one, Gab. Anyone else, by the way, you like to jump in? Share your thoughts. Hear about our question today.
Hello, Mike Seth.
Go, Vince.
Yep. Okay, so I'll try to answer the third question. How can keepers do our parts to avoid and overcome mental illness no matter what? So I think, in my opinion, we really need to just take care of our, emotions and psychological, well-being, because I think it's about having a positive mindset and like having a balanced life. You know, you need to like manage stress, have good relationships, and I feel like it's like taking care of a garden. Always have to be cautious, be wary, so we like dry up our like our emotions won't dry up, so we won't have negative effects to our lives. And I feel like it's also important to ask for help. Whenever you're going through a problem, especially since we have the Club podcast, we can, talk about our feelings, our emotions. I think it's truly, a big help to people, it's a big help for keepers, all over the world that they're able to be able to join a podcast where they can, truly, ask for advice, ask for help to solve their problems. And it's truly, a great privilege that we also have a great host, Keeper Calvin, who is always, giving us these great topics that we can really, go through, thoroughly. So yeah, thank you.
Yes. Wow. Nice one, Vince. And you know, don't thank me. Thank you, Pasto. Right? Thank you, Keepers Club. But and also side note, I'm not the one who chooses the topics, so I'm a keeper just like you guys. But yes, very nice. Thank you, Vince. And yes, anyone else you like to add on, elaborate to what Vince was saying, like to share about, podcasts or topics or this specific topic, right? All right, let me jump in, right? So Gab, right? Just like Gab was saying, it's also like a thing now, right? To be depressed or thing about it is, right? We're talking about mental health, okay? And we're not here to like make people. We didn't have this topic to make people sad or to really think, oh, maybe I'm depressed. No, it really is mental health is just like a noun, right? Like an actual thing. But the thing about it is like when people think or they can feel depressed, right? But depression is another thing. And yes, it is scientifically proven that it could actually be like in your mind, right? It could really be something like within your brain, right? Like chemicals or like something like science related, right? But the point I am making too, or like even personal experience, even just observing. Sometimes it's about accountability. So like you can feel sad, of course, but think about it. Like, are you doing your part to get better, to be stronger, to be happier? But also think about it. Take a step back. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you working out? Are you getting exercise? Are you cleaning your room? You brushing your teeth? Are you showering? Are you hanging around positive people? Are you hanging out people that will lead to your destruction, that are just smoking, drinking, right? So are you doing the things that you enjoy? Are you doing the things that you still have a passion for, that you've had a passion for? Are you growing? Are you learning? Are you striving to learn more so you can be used, so you can really explore, right? So sometimes it's just this one part of it, right? Just sometimes about accountability, rather than just saying blaming it on, oh, I'm depressed. No, so in those times, sometimes it's also about being grateful. You be grateful in the good and the bad times, right? It's okay to feel sad, but sometimes like You forget that you have a whole family. They're healthy. You have clothes on your back. You have a food on your plate. You have a roof over your head, right? So maybe it's easy. Like it's some. Maybe it's something. Maybe I'm being ignorant. Maybe Maybe that's just like my take, right? But that's just one part I wanted to share. Sometimes also just be grateful, right? It's not to say that mental illness doesn't exist or anything like that, right? But when we're talking about mental health, when we're talking about just being accountability, like we talked about in the podcast before, right? So anyone else, does anyone agree, or would you like to elaborate, or anyone disagree, etc.?
Yeah,
I
actually, I
agree, Kuya.
disagree. Yeah, I agree.
Huh?
Hmm.
I agree, Kuya. But how you
Go,
saying
Kendra.
this? People don't really talk about it that much. Like for guys, people think you just back in the days, people if you have mental health, people think you're just crazy. And just sent you to the mental hospital and basically deeply treatment. But if you like, people don't really talk about mental health these days. Cause like we still like on the internet to see something. It's like how you say it? It's like like so much pressure like put on you or something. Cause like if you like see like news and stuff and shooting, there's some mental health. Cause they say if you have mental health, you can just talk to a therapist, but I don't think a therapist would help that much. But like, uh, it's just like mental health is really an issue, basically for, like not for all of us though, or all of us, not just as you, but everyone.
Wow. Go, Kendra.
Well said, Ate.
And yes, was Gab saying something though? Go,
Oh,
Gab.
but yeah. I just like I really agree on what both you and Ate Kendra said about um about your take. But I just feel like some people are just I wouldn't say like overreacting sometimes when it comes. I'm not disregarding uh like if anyone feels like mentally ill, but like sometimes it's on yourself. Like, are you taking care of yourself? Are you spending too much time on the internet? Because we're living in a modern age of the internet where the internet is basically our playground. That's where kids go to play now these days. They don't go outside. Maybe some do, but there's been like you can just like everyone just stays indoors sometimes just to play video games or just to be on the computer. And you know it's like instead of the internet's supposed to make us more connected, but in a way it also makes us more um it makes us more like divided. And a lot of people are struggling mentally because they're neglecting their physical body by just their mind, and their mind and their body is just always on the internet, and they don't get away from it and try to balance it out and try to at least try going to walk on the beach or something like that. But yeah, I can, but that's just like my take. Someone else can go though.
Hmm. Go, Gab. Yes. Just like Gab was saying, someone else can go though. Would anyone else like to jump in? Maybe Hannah, Angelo, Eric. If you're going to, if you're free, of course. Be safe, but ideally too, everyone gets to go before we go like a second time, right? So anyone. Or if you like, what do you think about this? Like, for example, maybe some people are feeling sad or anxiety, depression, right? But their friends encourage them to do drugs, or they share to them about, what, pornography, drinking, partying. Maybe they feel only a temporary pleasure from what? From, you know, sexual stuff, etc. Right? But what about people who, found that they can rely on friends, maybe food, maybe games, maybe I don't know, social media, even, something that not harming them, that's not bad for their mindset, that will really corrupt their mind. And even some people fall on God, right? So, does anyone, would you like to elaborate or add on to that? Or does anyone, vulnerable enough to maybe share their experiences on, their mental health?
About Keeper Hannah or Keeper Angelo, Keeper John John. How are you, John John?
Yeah, how are you, John John? Wow. You still there, John John? Would you like to share, John John? You can disagree too with anything we've said, but we'd love to hear your take. You know,
Mental illness will like corrupt us, because if you if you do if you like are depressed if you are like depressed, you could just help. You could just get help. And most people don't do not rely on help for help, I meant, because they are not brave. They're they're just, you know,
nice one, John John. Go, John John. Yes. Did you want to answer any of the questions, or like share your thoughts, John John? Like, what does mental illness mean to you, or mental health? Mental health mean to you? Why do you think it's so common? Among young people like us, or how can we avoid it? All right. How about follow-up question? I'm assuming. Hmm. Okay. What if someone experienced, or wondering too, right, for this podcast, or wondering if anyone would be willing to answer this or share? For example, what if someone is experiencing anxiety or depression, suicidal thoughts? What if they're like, like keeper Angelo, keeper Hannah, or your keeper Gab? I don't know what to do. My I don't have, I lost my job, I lost my girlfriend, you know, I have nothing else to live for, right? So what's the point? Like, my world just like turned upside down. It used to be revolving around this one person, now it's just gone. Or when my family member died, what else? I feel like hopeless. I feel like, what's the point in even waking up anymore? I'm not excited for anything, right? So what would you say to them? For a keeper who's going through the same thing, they don't have that, inner peace, the inner happiness, that love that they're looking for. Anyone? Oh, AC? Would you like to jump in, keeper Angelo? If not, I see that you unmuted ACs.
Wait, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
okay. All right, so the question was like, how will you like tell someone who has like anxiety, like how they can cope with it or what or something?
Sure.
Well, I mean, I guess so. Like, I can't really like speak for like people with like depression and all that, but like because as a person who like who also gets anxiety, there's like a lot of ways you can like cope with it. And there's this one like ate or like big sister here who like helped me whenever I get it. Her name was Princess or ate Princess, and like one way she like helped me like get over like the anxiety and then like and the nerves was that what she told me was like think of happy thought thoughts or thoughts however you say it. And she would like she would tell me like just think about something happy, like something memorable that you like remember. And for me that works. Like that like helped me like calm down and like help me do like whatever for my anxiety, because just thinking about something happy would like help you calm down, because it's like one of your happiest memory that like that has happened to you. And also like another way you can cope is talking to someone, or like because like if you have someone to talk to, it's really good for you, because you can you, you're not keeping it to yourself. You're letting you're letting all of it out. Like you have a friend, like a buddy to ask for help and like help you cope with it, and like know that you're not alone, that you have someone. And also like just doing meditation, like breathing, inhaling or exhaling, that that really helps. And yeah.
Wow, go AC. Shout out to Auntie Princess, right? And NJ. But that was nice of you to share, AC. Wow. Right? So anyone else by the way though? I could on too, but yeah, go Angelo. Anyone else like to share?
Hold on, can I also add on to the questions?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So I'll just add on to like one or two of the questions that says why is it common for young people to struggle with mental illness in this generation? Well, some some things like that I think that relates like to why some people like, or like some young people get like mental illness or something like that, is mostly because of trauma. Like they might have a like they might had a trauma experience when they were little, or like whenever, or like the feel of neglect, because most kids these days, or like Gen Z, they tend to like get neglected by their parents, or they feel lonely, like they have no one to turn to or like to talk to. And yeah, that's like one of the reason why some young people like suffer from mental illness, like because of abuse, trauma, or neglection, and being feeling lonely. And I see it every day. Like I see it in my school. Not all of them suffer from it, but like you can tell like which of them is suffering just by the way they look and interact with other students. And yes.
Yes. So nice one, AC. But yes. So thank you, Angelo. And feel free to jump in more, of course. But I'm glad you mentioned the AC. Because like what I was saying, like sometimes too, like maybe I lack patience, or like at the same time I'm so excited to share, like, hey, what about just being accountable? What about taking care of yourself? But it's also too really trying not to be ignorant to people that are diagnosed, things like that, like depression, anxiety, or trauma, especially, right? So just starting, like depending where the conversation goes. So but yes, what AC was saying too, you know, sometimes it just depends on the circumstances, like unfortunate series of events, but also too, especially like when they are experiencing like mental illness, or things that they, you know, stuff that are negative to their mental health, right? Are they sometimes too, the thing about it is like, are they really feeling that, or there are people who make excuses, who blame people, right? Who spread negativity, who are bothering people, who are blaming even, even people, are ruining, the atmosphere. So that's why too, of course, everyone's situation is different, but the times where it is, affecting not only yourself but everyone, then at that time, that sometimes it's just about self-reflecting, being honest, being accountable, right? And that's really nice of you to open up, Keeper Angelo, and then yours truly also. I don't know if I had anything, but I know too, you can say I used to like panic, or I used to like think about something and then really like beat myself up, be so hard on myself about it, so I could tell something up here. But I think keepers, for helping a lot with that. Right. So does anyone agree, would like to jump in, like to share before we, maybe come to a close? Or we can keep going, depending on how the conversation goes. So anyone?
I just wanna say something to, or not really say something, or I just wanna say good job, or not not good job, but thank you, Keeper Angelo, for that answer earlier. Your insight about um anxiety, because that's something a lot of people struggle with. And yeah, that's some of the, when talking about this, like specifically this topic, it's something that is kind of sensitive because of um however you talk about it, it's going to be sensitive either way. But of course, you know it's for people that struggle with that kind of stuff, it's hard and to overcome sometimes. But the solutions, you may not always know it, but sometimes the solutions are just like talking to people, and just like sometimes it can just be like, what's your solution, doing, thinking of happy thoughts, or doing something that makes you happy, or being surrounded with the people that make you happy, so I hope this podcast was like sort of enlightening to other people. And but yeah, this was a good topic for today.
Yes, sir. Likewise, Gab. But you are very right. It could be like a sensitive topic, something very hard to talk about, but it should be talked about, right? Some people don't have someone to talk to about it, or even a platform, or vice versa, right? But the reason why also too we wanted to share about this, right? Because even mentioned in the intro, people can even have like suicidal thoughts, just ending it all, but what we've learned, what we tend to think about, what keepers helped us realize, we tend to look, we tend to forget how far we've gone, how far we've got to be here today. You were given the life to live, and you just want to die. All the people who loved you, who raised you, who are rooting for you, and you just want to take your own life. So it really is up to you. It's only up to you, and only you have the ability to choose and make a change, right? So we forget too that life can change in a year, in a month, couple days, even a matter of seconds, right? And even what? Even our life can change, right? In a matter of seconds, just like we can lose it in a matter of seconds. But it shouldn't be up to us, right? When we take it, it should always be up to who? The one who created us. All right. And keepers, just like all of us, we forget what we've accomplished, how much sacrifice we've endured, love beyond measure we've endured, how many times we made the the ones around us proud, how many times we made our mom proud, keepers proud, papang proud, right? But still, even when we forget it, we tend to what? Tend to worry, to feel disappointed, to be too hard on ourselves. So sometimes too, it's all about our focus, our mindset. And that's something too we want to share about. It's all in the mindset. Sometimes it's all in the mindset, right? It's not just a temporary but everlasting strength and freedom of choice to a freedom of choice, right? What helps us to be strong and be an overcomer, right? Just like our founding president, of KCI, Pastor Apollo, right? So, and two, anyone else before I keep rambling on? Any final thoughts, or anyone who didn't share yet for our discussion? Maybe Keeper Hannah, Keeper Kendra. Okay, no. Anyone? Final thought? Or Gab or Eric? AC John. All right. But I guess we'll see. I feel like this episode's kind of cut short. So we'll see if we have like a part 2, and then feel free to let us know how we could, maybe improve or guide the discussion. But like I said, last thoughts. Anyone like to share before we move on?
I think that's maybe it for now.
All right. Yeah, thank you, Gab. But yes, we're very glad for this podcast to not only share but also reflect and learn about ourselves too. But also, right, we encourage you, that if you ever are struggling with something like this, with mental health, mental illness, you can sometimes too. It's not only about. What I'm saying is, if you ever have a desire for that comfort, joy, divine peace, the happiness that you were looking for, you never know. Keeper's Cup can really be a big help to that. And the love that we share, the doctrine that we share is not of our own, but coming from, the love of God. And who really helped us share with that, or really made us realize and inspired us to share that, is none other, of course, once again, is our founding president. So thank you, Papa. Thank you, Pastor. And that being said, feel free if anyone else wants to continue, sharing our final remarks. With that, let us do this and this. So, any final show us your talents, anyone? Anyone? No. But we love for more people to share their talent, God-given talent, right? Don't hold it in, but know when to show off too, especially for um. We all have a reason, right? But you can really be a blessing toward others. So that being said, let's do this. And then we ask, how was this episode? Any questions, comments, concerns, or violent reactions?
No violent reactions. Just a big thumbs up and a seal of approval by, yeah. This is a good topic. I feel like s- this kind of this is a kind of topic that people want to hear, and feel like it'll be good to open up more about this topic, maybe.
Hmm. Likewise, I feel the same. So, ideally, hopefully, we'll have a part two if that's okay. Um, any other comments, concerns, valid reactions? Anyone? Anyone? All right. With regards to everyone who found out about us from the Keepers Club International USA Facebook page, we'll always be here every Tuesday. So, come on down. We'd love to if you were to join. And feel free to let us know how we can always improve. We're always striving to improve each and every episode, and we really, you can say we work hard to really make this happen. But of course, we always give the credit to where it's due, not to ourselves, but always to Keepers Club. So thank you, Keepers Club, and anyone else, by the way. All right, so no. By any chance, are you there, Eric? Are you busy now? Keeper Rick. Eric. Eric. Okay. No, it's all good. But once again, shout outs to all the new faces, returning keepers like Keeper Hannah, Keeper Gab, Keeper John, Keeper Kendra, Keeper Angelo, Keeper Vince, Keeper Eric, Keeper Sherlin also. Not in at the moment, but Keeper Sherlin. And anyone else, by the way? Oh, yes. But other than that, any other shout outs? Shout out to John jumping in. Then let's use your account. Mama John's account as well. Nice suit. Shout out to Gab sharing a lot. Ade Kendra always showing her face. Keeper AC jumping in. Keeper Vince too. Belated birthday, Keeper Eric. Hannah. Rendition of In the Garden. Wow. Any other shout outs?
Happy birthday, Keeper Eric.
Are you there, Eric?
It's discipleship, kuya.
Are you supposed to be in that class too, Kendra? No.
No, just him and the other YPs.
All good. But yes. Anyone else? Shout outs. All right. Once again, nice seeing you, Hannah. It's been a minute. Especially in the podcast. But that being said, here we all have a group photo. So we love to see everyone. We do our keepers. Oh, what is that? And let's have a group photo. Shall we? So we love to see everyone, even for a couple of seconds. Let's have a no. But yes, we'll do like a normal one, like cheese, right? And it'll be like K for keepers. So, hey, Vince, Hannah, and Gab. Okay, let's do 3, 2, 1. Let's go for like 5 to 10 seconds. Regular now. All right, one more. K for keepers. Wow. Already 3, 2, and 1. All right. Wow. So wait. So once again, we are the Keepers Club Podcast, a podcast to help guide and uplift young adults like us who are tuning in, as we will do whatever it takes to share the love that we experience individually and as a group. And we'd love to also thank the founding president of Keepers Club, Pastor Policy Kibaloy, for this opportunity to be a part of the Keepers Club International here in the United States of America, as well as this great privilege and entrustment to have a Keepers Club inspired podcast. So thank you to all the keepers that have joined us today. as well as you, the viewer. Yes, you. And we highly recommend that you reach out to your Keepers Club International in your area. You never know, there might be a Keepers Club that you didn't even know existed in your respective state, country, continent, area of responsibility. And we have no doubt that they will welcome you with open arms, as they did with us as well. So, with that being said, hope to see everyone for our next episode 47. And don't forget, I am my brother's keeper. Woo!
Ooh, nice
Nice one,
podcast.
everyone.
Woo.
Much for joining. See you soon. Have a great day.
Bye,
Night.
everyone.
See you on
Bye.
Thursday, I'm assuming. But lots of love. Gohan, John, Vince,
Bye
Jack,
bye.
Bye.
Eric. Woo. Eat well. Lots of love. Woo. Hey, happy belated birthday, by the way, Eric. Test.
Happy belated birthday, by the way, Eric. Woo. Happy birthday to you. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
May the
May the
Father
Father bless you.
May the
May the
Father
Father bless
bless
you.
May
May
the
the
Father
Father,
May the
may the
Father
Father
bless
bless
you.
you. Happy birthday to you. May the Father bless you. Keepers Club podcast. Lots of love to you, Eric. Ooh. Happy Eric. Hey, you are here. Wait, Rick,
You're
you're
here?
here?
We're
We're
trying
trying
to.
to.
Ano?
Ano.
Hey,
Hey, check the screen before I end it, nah.
happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Rick.
Rix.
Wait.
Wait.
Yes, sir. I hope
I
you
hope
see
you
it
see it
though.
though.
But let's
But let's
continue
continue
celebrating
celebrating
now.
now.
So
So
happy
happy
belated
belated
birthday
birthday
to
to
Keeper
Keeper Eric.
All right. So have a great one. Father bless you more, Eric. And let's continue to celebrate now. So hope your class goes well. And thanks for joining. Lots of love. Have a great night. Go Ricks. Woo!